Hey, Yarale, please, Samadhana, silence.
Just like how they say stress is so stressful, stress is also really frustrating, is what I can say. The last 24 hours, or probably I would say more evidently last 12 hours, has been really something which is testing my patience a lot. I think last night I told you that I'm working on a demo video for my office regarding how to record a presentation and how to edit it. And for whatever good or bad reasons, I thought I will do it for both Mac and Windows. The Mac portion went well, the introduction went well, and the Windows was the only one which was pending, which I think I told last night. And since then, I've been trying to do this screen recording and editing, mainly the editing part on a Windows to show how it works. But this is just testing my patience. I don't know if it is something to do with my laptop, which is probably an age-old one with just about 4 GBs of RAM, and it's an AMD laptop. It is a completely basic laptop, but I thought like at least I should be able to do some basic clipping and joining clips type of editing, but even that it is testing my patience, and if I run more than one application at a given time, it's crashing. So all that I've been doing is trying to run a Cam Studio session to record me doing an editing on an editing app. First I started off with Windows Movie Maker. That didn't work well. Then I moved over to this application called Shortcut Video Editor. Even that, after recording for about say like 10 to 15 minutes if I'm right, and when I click on stop recording, the stop screen recording, that's when like after few seconds or few percentages of progress, it just literally crashes. It's really, I mean, it's not once or twice, it has happened numerous times during the day today, and it really tested my patience for whatever reason. And I just tried it for one last time about half an hour back. Same thing happened. I just changed so many settings. I just tried to make it very lightweight, everything. It didn't work out. So I've eventually decided I'm not going to continue using the laptop for recording the editing on Windows. I have the exact same app on my Mac, and I'm just going ahead and editing on it. I'm almost in the final stages of it. I just copied the initial presentation part to my Mac, and I'll continue that. I mean, these are the things which will really make me get very stressed out. And it's a very simple thing. It's a 10-minute recording, and I'm just doing a basic editing, and I'm just not set for such type of thing. Anyway, back to some positive stuff. For the past 1 or 2 weeks, I've been interacting with a friend of mine who happens to be my neighbor also, who runs a pretty big event management agency, and also he runs a camera rental company here in Bangalore. And he's been modifying his residence. I mean, the residence is now almost converted to an office because he no longer stays here. So he's been modifying a portion of his residence to make it as a editing studio and webinar or a live stream studio. So right from the day when he actually decided to do this and started bringing up this point, I've been involved in talking to him a little bit about this and giving my inputs. The best part is the studio is about like halfway through now. The painting is going on, and the design for the interiors is going on. The main editing suite design and those things are going on. He and his brother are mainly leading all this stuff, but I'm sort of like called in every now and then to ask about my inputs or my suggestions on what to do or what not to do for whatever good or bad reasons. But I'm really liking this whole experience, and I know I didn't set up a proper streaming studio or anything here, but this is my home studio which I built about 3 years ago, and I was very specific about the type of window I have, the type of backdrop I have, and wall, the paint and everything. As I told you, I didn't mean it to be a green screen studio or a very typical YouTube studio or anything like that, but this is a place where all my office stuff happens. This is a place where all my editing things happen. This is totally devoid of the place where I spend the rest of my day. This is like not my personal space. This is totally to do with my photography and videography and any meetings that I do. This is that space. And I'm really liking me getting involved in this conversation with him and figuring out how to build this whole live streaming setup and this editing suite. So today we sat together to design the the main console, the editing console with the multiple monitors, the racks, we actually even discussed a little bit about how to set up the LAN, about redundant internet service and things like that. I'm doing a little bit of reading on behalf of him also, so because he depends on me to do such reading and research. So I'm also doing a little bit of my own research. Just I was recording my battery and memory card. Both of them gave up at the same time. So I'm just starting off again on a fresh set of batteries and memory card. So yeah, what I was telling is I'm liking all this research part that I'm doing on his behalf. It's a good learning for me. I don't know how much of it will be useful for me for my day-to-day things, but learning is always good. Maybe one fine day, which if I have to talk to somebody else who wants to do a similar thing, or if I myself want to do, I know something which I've read in the past and I can recollect it. So that's one quick update I thought I'll give you. Probably once everything is ready, I will probably do a studio tour of his place, which is right across the road. And I think it'll take some time, the furniture work and all those things. It'll take a few more weeks, but and probably I'll get to use it also, the green screen area. I've never used a green screen area or a green screen setup in the past, so I'll also get to try out that part of it. I'll do a proper studio tour of his studio sometime whenever it is ready. So again, that's one quick update I thought I'll give for today. I had not spoken about it since last few days, but somehow I had missed talking about it. But today we spent quite some time discussing about all the things that I mentioned. So it was a good thing that for me to come and talk about it today. The last part is regarding this whole coronavirus thing that's going on. Again, it's one more thing that is leading to a lot of frustration with me, at least. People are saying that the cases are increasing day by day, and it's increasing exponentially, and that's really a worrying factor. I don't know why the government is not thinking about it too much, or they're thinking but they feel that the economy is more important and all those stuff. But right from the moment they opened up the borders and the travel and transport restrictions were lifted, and people started moving between states, that's when things started going bad. People who had moved from here to there and they were vulnerable, they got the virus, they came back and now they're spreading it. I don't know when all these things will come to an end. Today we are on 9th of June and we are already 5,000 plus cases in our own state, and we have crossed the 2.5 lakh mark, I think, at the national level. We are already there in the top 10. When this whole corona or COVID thing began, India was nowhere in the picture, and everyone were like telling India being such a populated country, how come it is not spreading that much and how come it is not in the radar and all. But now that all the countries are slowly stabilizing, I think probably people would have read about the news from New Zealand. There are 0 cases of COVID-19 in New Zealand, and they've just opened up the entire country. It's a small country, but still the way they've handled it is fantastic, I think. And somehow I feel we are failing at this whole stuff. Things might get worse. I don't know if you should call it second wave or this wave itself will become a tsunami, but things are not going good. And last night I was just discussing this along with my wife, and somehow one suggestion she gave, rather she brought up a topic which I felt was a bit valid, which is like we should have rather had all the restrictions that we have now, social distancing and opening up the hotels with the minimum capacity, social distancing in the temples and all those things. We should have had it in the beginning stage, probably in the month of March and April. Have like limited, restricted travel when the number of people infected were less, and probably brought in the lockdown now, this is when, like now May and June, this is when we should have ideally had the proper seal down or lockdown, say for 2 weeks or a month or 2, whatever. We should have had that stricter thing now rather than what it happened in March and April. It would have made more sense now considering the number of cases that we have. But again, this is not reversible, so it's really difficult to digest the fact that the cases are going up. I don't know how things will get affected for each and every person. The deaths are also increasing. Gujarat is becoming one state which has like maximum number of death because of COVID-19. Let's see how things goes. As much as possible, I would request everyone to stay indoors. I would also prefer to stay indoors. And I've told in my house, like, if not for anything, picking up for essentials or emergency need, I don't think so we should be going out. Everything is open, all shops, everything is open, but I would prefer not to go out. Rather book it online and get it delivered home, but we are not going out. In fact, like last evening, we went out to bring some bakery items, and I just, like, yesterday was the first day when the hotels opened up, and we just drove past a couple of hotels, and there was a clear big board: no mask, no food. That's the type of board everywhere they have put. Even in the petrol bunks they have put no mask, no petrol. But I still see so many people without mask who come to fuel up their vehicles. But in hotels, yesterday was the first day, they have kept a sanitizer in the door. They put that no mask, no food board. But still, the front portion of the hotel is crowded. Zero social distancing. I'll tell you, literally zero social distancing. The person who is supposed to check the temperature of the guests who are coming into the hotel, he is busy somewhere else. He himself is not wearing a mask. He is busy somewhere else. It's literally chaos. People are just standing on the road. They're just eating the way they want. It looked like anything which would have been the case in mid or end of February or even early March. Definitely not a situation which I expected now. These are the things that I told you that causes frustration. Like, why can't people understand the sensitivity of the situation that we are in? Asymptomatic cases, or people who are asymptomatic to this whole coronavirus thing, wherein they show zero symptoms for having caught this flu. People don't think about that option at all. People don't know the person next to him might be having the virus and he can spread it to him. Like, it's okay. Treat people next to you as the one who might be having corona. Just don't go near them. Just maintain that social distance, and nobody is doing it. I don't know when people will improve. Like, it's only like when they burn their hands is when they will realize that they did a dangerous thing. As I told you, I want to stay away from all these things. I just want to make sure that me and my family, everyone is safe, and I just hope everyone else gets this mindset so that they are safe from all this coronavirus, COVID stuff. Okay, that's it, what I wanted to talk about today, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Bye bye.